Before we get into today's video, I just want to pay my condolences to Glenn Roeder and his family. Devastating news broke last night that Glenn Roeder, aged 65, has passed away after a long battle with a brain tumour. Ex-Newcastle United captain, player, manager, and amongst other things, assistant with Glenn Hoddle at England. Loved at West Ham and Norwich. Great servant of the game. All I've heard today is obviously people paying tributes to how good he was as a footballer, and for me, all I can say is how good he was as a man, because I met him. Put out on our socials last night a story of when me and my mate went to the training ground when we were probably about 12 years old, 13 years old or something. How we used to go most days during the summer holiday. If you went down the bike track, you'd be able to watch the lads train. We spent the whole training session shouting, "Roeder, gaze wave, Roeder, Roeder, gaze wave," and cheering on the lads throughout that session. And in the last 5 minutes, someone came over from the staff, opened the gates and let one onto the pitch, and we stood on the sidelines watching the lads cool down. The likes of Obafemi Martins, Michael Owen, Damien Duff, Alan Shearer, all these players training right in front of my very eyes, and as a kid I was just overwhelmed. We had Shola Ryobi stand next to us as well. He's going, "All right lads." It was just a mad, surreal moment. It's one of them ones where I don't think people believed it. I wish I had a decent phone at the time. I don't even think those smartphones were there. There would have been a thing, but I didn't have any, unless we lost them. I don't know, Sony Ericsson Walkman phone or something. But point of the story is, what a gentleman, letting some lads come onto the pitch and seeing their heroes train in front of them. You don't get many people going on like that. So what a bloke he was, what a player he was. And to be fair, in them seasons when he was Newcastle manager, when I was there and going to the games, he really started getting into football and sporting the two. And then he took us from 15th battling relegation to top 7 in Europe. So I think he did a great job. And then he got sacked or left on his terms harshly, to be honest, because he was suffering with injuries. Shearer retired. It was more the aim of the anger towards Freddie Shepherd than it was to Roeder from the fans, I think. But condolences to his family, and rest in peace, Glenn. Sleep well, mate. Buongiorno, everyone. We've got a damn good show for y'all today. A new show. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a wicked week. Here I am from sunny Dubai, boiled Dubai. As you can see, I'm getting a bit burnt. Well, look now, we actually have a time at me. We've got the Rudolph nose on the gun. But we're here anyway. I thought I'd bring in a new little show. I'm going to do this every Monday now. It's called Relegation Roundup. Battle of the Drop. Who's going to survive? That's the question. We're going to look at the bottom 6's fixtures, results from the games they just played on the weekend, look at the table, and a bit of chat in between. And make sure you're getting your comments every week what you think is going on with the relegation table, because there'll be plenty of ups and downs, apart from Sheffield United. See you later. There'll be different twists and turns, I'm sure, and there could be a huge one this weekend involving my club, Newcastle United, as we travel to the Albion, Pete Doherty FC, West Brom away. That could really stir things up a notch, to be honest, because if they win, then it closes it massively. There is only 5 points between 18th place Fulham and 15th place Burnley. Now, we're on... I thought someone was behind us. Looks like on 9%, but you hear something, yeah? Not really, just trying to find a chill spot. And obviously Burnley, I think, are getting sucked right into it. Obviously they already are, but they took a thrashing yesterday off 4-0, and Gareth Bale from Tottenham. They're probably not going to look at them, but we'll look at, like I say, the fixtures soon. But they've got some tougher games coming up. Newcastle have got the easier games coming up. Fulham have got hard games now coming up after missing the chance to really close the gap. Yesterday was a big game, and I honestly expected Fulham to win. They didn't manage to do that. They got a goalless draw at Selhurst Park, 0-0 against Palace, who have just about got out of it now. I think they're on 33 points. So Fulham could have really done with that win yesterday, and it would have proper turned up the ante on Newcastle and Steve Bruce, the pressure. It's still there. It's definitely still there. It's only 3 points the gap. But imagine if they had got that win, there would have been 1 point between Newcastle and Fulham. That's what I think, where Newcastle have been messing up so much. What is it? 2 wins in 18 for Newcastle has really given Fulham a chance to have some momentum, to have something to aim for, to strive for. Because I think even if Newcastle had beat Wolves on the weekend, it kind of knocks Fulham down a bit. They know they're so close. They know they've got a chance to come at us and chase something, and that's the dangerous thing, really, because they're getting ever closer. Thankfully they didn't get as close as the 1 point yesterday, and they'll be good with that. Like I say, we'll look at the fixtures soon, but with their fixtures coming up, they only get tougher. Newcastle, it's in our hands. It's in our hands, because it's up to us to really just do our job, pick up our results, and not have to look elsewhere. Newcastle just stopped looking over the bloody shoulder and focused on themselves, got their own results. Well, wouldn't be in this mess, but we should be doing it from now, really. We should be doing it. We should have done it against Wolves, but we're quite unlucky. But we've got to do it at the weekend at West Brom, and we'll speak from a West Brom point of perspective here as well, though, but they'll be looking at this game and think, right, now or never for West Brom, and it's win or bust really for them this weekend. They'll be thinking they've got to win this. If they win it, it closes the gap, puts pressure on us more, puts pressure on Fulham a bit more. Are they already 2 gone? I think it's last chance saloon for them this weekend. I think if they do get a win, then they could start maybe going on a run. You know, Big Sam's done it before. If you can keep Sunderland up, you can keep anybody up, but it probably is too little too late. We all know it's definitely too late for Sheffield United. I don't think we need to really focus on them too much in this video. Beaten yesterday by Liverpool 2-0. Liverpool who can't buy a win of late, you know, hadn't won in 4 games. Got one at Sheffield United. You're welcome for the couple of points off us though, lads. Hopefully you don't do the... I don't know if they can do the Derby count, you know. What was Derby count? Was 11 or 12 points? I think Sheffield United are on that now, so they're probably not going to finish as the worst Premier League team ever. So we'll focus on West Brom and we'll get into it. Obviously we haven't even mentioned Brighton yet, but we will now, because West Brom beat Brighton on the weekend, just gone. And what a mental game that was, an absolute madness of a game. Flies are how I am, man. Piss off. There wasn't one fly until I started this video. I haven't even got any food. What do you want? 20 pence water? It's not me, you just showered. So that game was massive. A 6-pointer decided by VAR at the end of the day, wasn't it? I mean, 6 points decided by VAR, because that game, obviously, Brighton missed 2 penalties, though. And obviously, in that goal, that was ruled out because of the short free kick thing, quickly taking free kick. That was an absolute madness. Who knows what was going on there, like. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that scenario. I've only just seen the highlights, but when you look at that, I mean, you look at Dunk, I thought his interview afterwards was great, and he was kicking off, and rightly so, because that could cost Brighton to go down, really, and it could keep West Brom up. That's how mad these decisions are. I don't think referees and VAR take this into account enough. They've got to, man. Like, even yesterday, we'll go off subject, Man United, blatant handball for them. I mean, I'm glad they didn't get it, because, you know, VAR didn't check Maguire on us when he clearly fouled ourselves the other week. But that's VAR for you. I think they just need to scrap at me, like, that's for a whole other video. But Brighton, harshly done by, they'll feel like, but at the end of the day, lads, if you cannot score 2 penalties, one of 2 penalties, wouldn't say you deserve to go down for missing a couple of penalties, but you definitely don't deserve to get anything out of one match if you missed a couple of penalties. Off the post and off the bar, I think it was. I'm not sure how the game played out, who dominated what, but the result was obviously 1-0 West Brom, and that's massive for Big Sam, because if they don't win that, I think that's pretty much 19th place sorted for them. It gives them hope, it gives them faith, especially Fulham not winning, us not winning. Sam Allardyce the fancy his chances, he definitely fancies his chances against coming up with Steve Bruce. I mean, I would, you would, anybody would, absolutely anybody would. So he'll be thinking, you know, if we can beat Newcastle, they could go on a little run. We'll have a look at their fixture soon, everyone's fixture soon. But looking at the results from the weekend there, what a win for West Brom at Brighton. Fulham 0-0 at Palace, missed chance for them. Missed chance for Newcastle at home at Wolves 1-1. Loads of chances missed by us. Blocks on the lane, but Wolves should have won it at the death as well. Otherwise for Nebraska, so we'll come out of it with a point, and thankfully we didn't end up in the relegation zone. I think if we had lost that game, Fulham might have had that bit of impetus to go on and beat Palace, and that would have actually put us in the relegation zone. But that could be the case next week though if we don't win at West Brom and Fulham win. Goal difference, you know, unless it's a stinky 0-0 at West Brom, which it definitely could be. But we'll have a look at the fixtures now, and we'll go back to Burnley, Leicester, Everton and Arsenal for Burnley, and they've looked horrible of late, absolutely horrible. I've watched a couple of their games, and just for Newcastle to be below them is a disgrace, it's a joke. And when you're below teams like Burnley and playing that calibre of football, you do arguably deserve to go down. They could be in the bottom three, to be fair. Us and Fulham could get away from it, and Burnley could get stuck in it. I wouldn't mind it. I hate Burnley. I'll put out the Burnley fans, I don't care. I hate them. I hate Turf Moor. It's not a happy place for me. It's a very unhappy place. Horrible experience going there. Terrible, terrible disaster waiting to happen with the concourse, how tiny it is. It's always pissing down there, or thundering, or fucking hailstorm the last time I was there, for an awful 1-0 defeat. Worst game of football you ever watched. You honestly watch better Sunday League football, watch local Rose and Crown pubs playing each other, better standard of football than that. Burnley, I'd love to see them get out of the Premier League. See, I'd rather Fulham still. Fulham's a great away. I love Fulham. Scott Parker, I think he's doing a great job. I'd love to see Burnley replace Fulham in the bottom three. I'm putting it out there now in the first episode. Let me know tell you what, who do you want to go down? I think Sheffield United and West Brom are already down. I think it'll be Burnley. I think it'll be Burnley or Newcastle. I think Fulham will get out of it. I think it'll be Burnley or Newcastle. Brighton as well, to be fair. Brighton could definitely get sucked into it the way they're playing, drawing, not picking up results, can't score for toffee. I don't know, I'm hoping Burnley pick up that place, but it could be... I actually think Fulham will get out of it, you know, I do. So I think it'll be... I'm going to say Burnley, right, I'll say it now. 18th place Burnley, 19th place West Brom, obviously 20th Sheffield United. Back to the point anyway though, Burnley got some hard games coming up, what I said there. Leicester, Everton and Arsenal. Leicester on a bit of a poor patch actually, they got loads of injuries, just knocked out of Europe, got embarrassed by Arsenal. So Burnley might frustrate them. They've always frustrated Arsenal, they've won at the Emirates this year, I remember watching that game. And we beat Everton, so who knows. That's the thing with these relegation run-ins, it's so hard to predict because teams pick up points where you don't expect them to. So we go away to Everton, beat them. and then we get beat at home at Palace. It's like you'd take one or the other, wouldn't you? You'd probably expect to get beat away at Everton and expect to win at home at Palace. So you just never know in this game. Like, that's what we're here for. Try and predict, try and discuss. Make sure you get involved in the comments. May do one of these live one week, but it's quite hard on my channel. I can't look at iPads and everything. Everything's off the top of the shinnig. So we'll see how we get on. Brighton, on the other hand, I said they are struggling. They'll always draw specialist Brighton on there. If they had a decent, I tell you what, Brighton had Callum Wilson, there'd be no sight of danger for them at all. They actually play some good football as well. Being unlucky at times, obviously harsh decision on the weekend, big blow for them that. Brighton have got Leicester, Southampton and Newcastle. So again, a bit tricky games, but again, teams that aren't really in form. I mean, Southampton have been slipping and sliding for months now. Obviously, Leicester first for them, and I've just mentioned, obviously, their injuries and form that they're going through. You'd still probably expect Leicester to win, though, wouldn't you? And then against Newcastle. Where Newcastle never seem to get a result against Brighton, really, apart from the Championship days. Mo Diarmi's Puskas goal award. Always seems to be a 1-1 there, or a draw against Brighton as well. So, you know, a couple of games where they'll look at and think maybe it'll nick a point or two. So that maybe Brighton are going to pull out of it. What I was saying before, it probably is. I'm going to stick towards Burnley because of the fixture they've got. So far, anyway, we're doing another week by Brighton for me this weekend. Leicester, I think they might nick something. I do. And then Burnley, no, I don't think they will. Newcastle, West Brom. I fancy us to get something. Against West Brom. But then again, I can see Big Sam pulling out a 1-0. West Brom. I'm going to go, oh, God almighty. It could be a 1-0 either way. Actually, I'm going to say 1-0 West Brom, you know. I am. I'm going to be negative. We don't even know the extent of Almiron and St. Maximin's injury yet. I'm going to say 1-0 West Brom. So that'll be a huge win for West Brom. That would take West Brom up to 20 points, 3 off Fulham, depending on obviously their result. And then 6 off us, which would obviously stay the same because they'd be beating us. So when you look at that, yeah, even with still being 6 points above West Brom, that's a canny gap, to be fair. So West Brom are probably doomed, to be honest. But it can all change. So Newcastle, 2 wins in, 14, 16 games out of now. And the win looks like it's coming at all. So if West Brom go on a run, that'll be 2 or 3 wins in a row for them. So you just never know. We've seen great Aston Villas before. So it's a must win for West Brom. I would say it was a must win for Newcastle as well. But am I, as a Newcastle fan, being too negative? Let us know in the comments, because even if we do get beat off West Brom, that's still a 6-point gap. So we really should only be looking at Fulham. But it can all change in a week or two. Actually, apologies. I'm sure West Brom play Everton as well on Thursday. I think West Brom have got another game before they play us. So if they win that, then obviously that changes completely. Take away the -3 again, depending on the results. Hopefully, obviously, Carlo Ancelotti's boys do a favour. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, fantasy football, please do a favour. But West Brom will be looking at that game. Can they nick something? Haven't playing a lot of football at the minute, so games are coming thick and fast there because they're playing tonight and Monday night against Southampton. Newcastle's next fixture is obviously West Brom, like I said, this weekend. Then we've got Villa and Brighton, like I mentioned before. So for me, again, like I say, if I think West Brom will get a cheeky 1-0 win against us, Villa, we don't have a great record for. They're still doing well even without Captain Grealish. I think it could be a sticky one. I think even if we get beat off West Brom, we'll get beat off Villa, 2 Birmingham teams, and then we'll play Brighton where it'll probably be a draw. If we only get 1 point, Fulham pick up a couple of points. Newcastle will definitely be in the relegation battle in the next couple of weeks, but we'll do it week by week anyway. I've just got the first 3 fixtures there, and the last side there that's in the hunt, that's flirting with 17th place and catching up: Newcastle, Brighton, Burnley, Tottenham, Liverpool and Man City. So by far the toughest fixtures out of the bottom 6 sides there. The bottom 5 would forget about Sheffield United. For Fulham, the derbies against Tottenham as well, but Tottenham looking good, better now against Burnley the other day. It's Burnley though, but this is Fulham, so Tottenham should definitely win that game. Liverpool should win their game. Man City Fulham shouldn't get any points. Fulham shouldn't get any points out of the next 3 games. 23 points. Stay on that, please, Fulham. Newcastle will pick up the odd result, but I don't think it will. Like I said, I think out of those games we'll probably get 1 point. Maybe sneak a win somewhere. But Burnley have got Leicester and Arsenal this week. 0 points for them. I'm saying it now. Fulham have got Tottenham and Liverpool, 0 points for them now. Brighton have got Leicester, 0 points there for Brighton. Actually, I'm going to give Brighton 1 point because of Leicester's form and injury. And Leicester got a big part to play this, to be fair. Play a couple of sides already this week. I see a couple of these sides play on Wednesday and Thursday nights and stuff, so this show could be interesting. Next Monday the table could be looking a bit different, the points could be closed up, and like I say, Newcastle and West Brom play each other, and that's obviously the big one, the huge one, because I think if Newcastle hopefully beat West Brom, that's West Brom down. That's West Brom secured the package, the championship package, and they'll be heading down there, and then it'll be all for 18th place between Fulham, Newcastle, Brighton and Burnley. It's been a bit all over this show, to be honest. Sorry about that. Need a bit more structure on next Mondays. It's hard out here in Dubai. Well, it's not hard. It's hard out here in Dubai to do these videos because I need an iPad. I need something. Normally I'd have an iPad, a computer, something like that, notes, but it's all a bit last minute idea when I was sunbathing, getting burnt more than anything. So I always enjoy this show anyway. Well, let us know in the comments below what you think of this coming fixtures, where the table will lie next week. And that was a look at the next couple of games for each side. We'll just focus on week by week after that. If you like the show, I'll be back next Monday with it. Cheers for watching, subscribe to my channel TV, and enjoy yourself.